What's up, family? How's everybody doing? I just had a discussion with someone, maybe about and by the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a hood in in this weather, I mean, even though it's not super hot, but I'm actually walking down my driveway, and it's about 200 yards. And since I'm back up here in the woods, the mosquitoes will literally eat you alive. And I'm actually walking to my mailbox, but um, yeah, it's a long ways, goes all the way around. But anyway, about he asked me where I was from, and he asked the question. He said, "Your features kind of resemble someone from India." And it was at a time I didn't have hair on my face like I do now. And he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I was born and raised here in the nation's capital. Spent most of my summers down south in southern Maryland, um, Solomon's Island, down in that region, St. Mary's County, basically." And he said, I said, "Yeah, that's." He said, "No." He said, "Are you from this country? Or are you from another country?" I said, "No, I'm American." He said, "Are you? What do you identify with?" And I was like, "Wow." I mean, he's really asking me this. But I guess again, what he said was that my features kind of resembled someone that was not from this country. And then his next question was, "What nation do you identify with?" And then he said, do you consider yourself black?" It's like, wow. But I've been asked this question before, but I think the answer that I'm going to give you and the answer that I gave him threw him for a loop, because I think I know what he was expecting me to say, but I know I educated him. So anyway, so he asked me what nation did I identify with. Now most people would say, "Okay, yeah, I'm black. I'm this, I'm that. Um, I'm American, so to speak." But I kind of gave him the rundown. I said, "I am Native American, but my tribe is um, Piscataway." And he said, "Oh, wow." He said, "You're Native American?" He said, "So you're not American. You're just not, you're not African." I said, "No, I don't identify with, as you want to call, black, or I don't identify with a color. I identify with the nation." And let me explain that. A lot of people, when you say that, they look at you like you're crazy. So, and I'm going to give you a little short story. I had a friend of mine, he got pulled over one day. And the officer asked him, I don't know why he said the officer asked him that. The officer asked him, he said, "Are you black, sir?" Because he's very light, he's a very fair skinned guy, and he can almost pass for white. It also almost looks like one of my relatives, because most of my relatives, if you know Proctors, the name Proctor, most of them are very fair. Now I'm not exactly dark, but a lot of them are. Uh, the the joke in my family is that they're light, bright, damn near white. But anyway, and obviously the officer had a reason for asking him that. And after the guy wrote him a warning, he came back, and the guy said, "Sir, um, I don't want to get in your business or try to, in so many words, try to tell you what to say or tell you how to think." He said, "But do you realize that black is a color? It does not identify you with anything." He said, "You are essentially are telling someone that you're a color." He said, "If you've ever been to court," and this is the officer talking to him after he gave him the warning. And he said afterwards they had a very nice conversation, but, you know, and the warning was for he didn't stop completely at a light or something. But anyway, the officer said, look, if you've ever gone to court, and when you're on a court or when you're dealing with something that's in a lot of legal ways, if you're not identifying with a particular nation, then, you know, you're not going to be very respected in a lot of ways. And for all those who may want to troll or say something stupid, I don't have a problem with someone being African American or, you know, Native, you know, South American, whatever you want to call it. My point for this is, I don't call myself black. Now, obviously, I came up in this country. I grew up around other, quote, black people. And it's not that I have something against the word black, being called black. Now, if somebody just generalizes that and says it, I don't say anything about it. I don't sit there and question them about it. But if you ask me, as he did, what nation did I identify with, which was the original question, I told him the Piscataway Nation. That's a Native American. I could sit here and give you my family lineage, but I'm not going to do that. But so anyway, and as I broke a lot of that down to him, he was like, wow, he said, I've never had anyone explain it to me that way. He said, a lot of people just call themselves black, white, I'm Jewish, I'm this, I'm that. I don't identify with a religion. I don't identify with a color. I identify with a nation. Peace.